These are the biggest 5 money stories going on in America right now. So there's a lot of big news going on in the US economy, so I wanted to bring you the 5 biggest stories that you do not want to miss. So with our money news roundup, we're gonna start at the very top at number 5 and work our way down to number 1. You do not wanna miss this one because it is huge. But before we get into this video, make sure that you smash that like and subscribe button so this video gets out to more people so everyone can stay informed about all the major changes going on in the US economy. Let's go ahead and jump into number 5. It's a crazy one. DoorDash partners with Klarna to offer US customers even more convenience with flexible payments. So if you decided that you wanted to finance your 10-piece nugget, you're going to now have the ability to do so. Now let's scroll down a little bit in the article where it's giving you the different options that they are going to actually start offering. So Pay in Full allows customers to pay for what they love right away using Klarna's seamless payment experience, which I believe it's just the payment processing system inside of Klarna. Now you're also going to get Pay in 4, allows customers to pay in 4 equal interest-free installments. Interest-free installments. It's interesting. I wonder if it's going to be based on your credit as a soft inquiry. So I don't know. I've never used this, so I'm not aware. If anybody out there has used this, let us know in the comments. Now, Pay Later allows customers to defer payments to a more convenient time, such as a date that aligns with their paycheck schedule. So this is really interesting. So you're gonna get interest-free and then you're gonna get Pay Later that aligns with your paycheck schedule. It's almost like a paycheck advance. I love how they don't announce or show any of the information about interest rates, what's this gonna cost, what it truly breaks down to, because this is right here what we call a financial trap. Now, I did cover this in other previous videos, that a lot of these buy now, pay later apps are going to start appearing on your credit report. Now, as of April 1st of 2025, all of the actual Affirm accounts are going to start reporting moving forward. Now, what we also have seen is some of them are reporting if you are late. So they may not report any payments whatsoever or even the account, but once you become delinquent or late, they're going to start hitting your credit reports. Now, moving on to number 4, bank stocks plunge as tariffs hit. Signals from JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, and Citigroup. Now, when the stock market plunges, a lot of people don't expect to see that the actual bank stocks begin to plunge. And this was all triggered by a huge announcement by President Trump when he announced tariffs on 180 other countries. Now, Bloomberg is actually estimating over $2 trillion worth of losses for the stock market after this huge announcement by the Trump administration. One of the biggest reasons why stocks for banks are not performing well right now is because there are major fears that a recession is looming. And what happens if a recession hits? Now let's scroll down a little bit on this article so you can actually see what they're talking about. Now, if a recession hits, for example, consumers spend less, which means lower loan volumes, and also tends to lead to people having trouble paying their bills, leading to rising loan losses. So as the article continues to state, when it comes to tariffs, the big worry is that new tariff rates will make the prices of goods higher for consumers who already feel squeezed by the inflationary environment of the past few years. Higher prices could cause loan growth to slow, borrowers to fall behind on payments, and small business customers to close their doors. This is a huge signal that banks are going to start tightening up even more. They've already began since last year. Now it's going to get worse. We're going to see more denials for credit than we've ever seen before. If you're a business owner, you should be banking with big credit unions, not these big conglomerate banks like Bank of America and Chase Bank that are going to do nothing for you. Now, they do offer good credit cards, but as far as the banking side for a business owner, they're not good for anything. Now let's move on to number 3. We're seeing a huge jump in delinquencies in a corner of the mortgage market, suggests first-time home buyers may be struggling. Mortgage delinquencies are rising for loans popular with first-time home buyers. I'm gonna be honest with you, the last, I would say, at least 18 months has been a horrendous time to buy a home. So the fact that people are still out there looking for homes is just mind-blowing to me, because if you're sitting at least a 6.5 to an 8.5% interest rate on a $420,000 home over a 30-year mortgage, you're going to pay over $580,000 in just interest fees. You've literally bought the house twice. So I don't understand what the whole draw is about about purchasing a home, I think a lot of Americans just don't understand what it takes to be a homeowner. And listen, I get it. A lot of people think that, well, I'm paying so much in rent, I might as well go ahead and buy. Well, no, if you're not prepared to buy one, to have a big down payment and be prepared for high insurance rates, high mortgage, and then pair that up with, oh, what if something happens in my home? You don't have an actual leasing company that's gonna come fix your air conditioning, your plumbing, your HVAC. All these things will come out of your pocket as the homeowner. More than 70% of Americans don't even have $2,000 in a savings account. But for some reason, we think that people can afford to transfer from renting to purchasing a home and then being able to actually maintain that home. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think a lot of people are prepared to be homeowners yet. I want to give a special shout out to all my beasters out there that are working hard to fix their credit using DisputeBeast, the most advanced AI credit repair software ever created that comes with the 110% money back guarantee. But specifically to Jay, Jay's credit score went up 222 points after just one round with DisputeBeast. And Abdul's credit score went up 206 points after just one round with DisputeBeast. But let's not forget about Alexander. Alexander's credit score went up 211 points after just one round with DisputeBeast. DisputeBeast's link is going to be in the video description and pinned at the top of the comments for anyone that needs to fix their credit. Last part's the most important. Now moving on to number 2, Trump's auto tariffs to cover more than $460 billion in US vehicles parts imports. So hear that right. It's not just the vehicles, but we're also talking about parts, because you have to understand there is not one American made car that is 100% American made. So this is not just going to affect people that want to buy a brand new car. And now it's like, okay, so I have to choose Ford, Chevy, Jeep. Yeah, I don't want any of those. Me personally, I don't want any American cars, but there may be other people that do. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're going to need a major repair, you may see the cost of repair spike on brakes, rotors, just your everyday mechanical issues that you may have or repairs for your car. Now, we did see something that was pretty crazy, which Ford and Lincoln announced that they're going to offer employee pricing on most models. Well, let's just be honest, they don't have a lot of choice because they have a lot of inventory that is just sitting on lots across America. We did also see that Stellantis is reporting they will begin layoffs at their manufacturing plants as they try to deal with these tariffs. But here's a huge one that a lot of people are not talking about. Insurance rates are going to skyrocket. Once these tariffs take over and the cost of parts is going to rise, that means once the cars get into accidents, they have to replace those parts, those part costs have risen, then those price rises are going to hit your wallet as American consumers with your insurance rates. One of the best ways to battle insurance rate hikes is to check your insurance rates every 6 months at minimum, and at least once a year to make sure that you're paying a decent rate. Now, I'm not saying get the cheapest rate possible, because people will say, no, you definitely don't want cheap insurance. Yes, of course you don't. Make sure your coverage is right, but check your rates at least once a year at minimum to make sure that you're not overpaying, because a lot of people stay with the same insurance rates just because it's convenient and have no clue that they're paying significantly higher than being with this other insurance company over here. Now, moving on to number 1, one of the biggest stories in America right now, student loan delinquency rates skyrocket as 4 million borrowers are behind. Then on top of that, the Trump administration is working really hard to eliminate and eradicate the education department and pushing all of the student loans into the SBA, which the SBA has no idea what they're doing. And they're also reducing the staff at the SBA, which is pretty crazy. But that's not the worst of things. A lot of people were in deferment because of COVID and because of economical times, but everybody came out of deferment and they did not reclassify. So if you have student loans out there and you were on an income-driven repayment program or you were on a SAVE program, you need to recertify in order for your payments to either stay the same or drop even possibly more. It could be depending on your finances and the size of your household and your income. We are seeing crazy stories of people waking up and now their student loans are in complete delinquency because they got pulled out of the IDR plans or the SAVE plans because the Trump administration is trying to get rid of those plans and call on all of these loans that are still active out there. And people that normally had like a $200 a month payment now have $1,000, $2,000 payment that's due. So you can go to studentaid.gov and reclassify yourself to get yourself back into that income-driven repayment program or get yourself in the SAVE program. program, but there is an injunction right now because, again, there's this whole huge battle about the education department between the Trump administration. They're trying to get rid of it. So make sure that you recertify yourself, because if you don't, your loans are going to go into default. I want everyone to understand here. I'm not telling anybody don't pay your student loans. That's not what I'm saying. But understand, if your student loans default, then they can actually garnish wages and they can garnish taxes. Nobody wants to wake up to their entire bank account being wiped away because the student loan administration took all your money. Now, let's say your student loans are in default. You'll get one chance to go into rehabilitation. Now, you'll have to make, I think it's like 6 to 9 consecutive payments on time if you're in a rehabilitation program. But when you do the rehabilitation and you actually complete it, make sure whoever you're speaking with and you tell them, please delete the old loans off of my credit report. Because if you don't tell them, they will not do it. Because once you're done with your rehabilitation, they're gonna put new loans on your credit reports. So you want just the new loans and not the bad loans with the defaults and the actual late payments on them. You don't want those. You can get the student loan administration to remove them for you. You can also consolidate all of your loans. So you'll have one chance to do this with the student loan administration. Do not pay somebody to do it for you. That's a scam. But you can literally call studentaid.gov, go on their website, set up an appointment, and call them and tell them that you want to consolidate your student loans. So let's say for instance, you have like 6 to 10 student loans. Consolidate all of them into one loan and one payment, and then you're going to tell them, can you please remove all of those old loans that were actually in default or had late payments, and now you'll have a brand new student loan on your credit profile and no delinquencies on it at all. And please check the studentaid.gov website, log in and check your student loans every single day if you need to, because so many changes are happening right now with the Trump administration battling against the education department. They want to get rid of it. So it's all in shambles. Now they're trying to send them to the SBA. There's a lot of big problems that are going on that a lot of people aren't talking about. Another huge thing to understand, if you are late with student loans, they don't report a 30, 60 day, they report a 90 day. So you won't even know that you've been late until it hits your credit report. So you don't want to get into the position where you get that 90 day late, because it is 100% accurate and complete, and they can do it lawfully and rightfully to your credit reports, which is crazy to me. Believe me, I've talked about this with lawyers endlessly and nobody can fix this issue. It's just set in stone that they can in fact report a 90 day late, but it doesn't mean you can't dispute it. Just remember that part. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We gave you another big one on the biggest 5 money stories that are going on in the US economy. Now make sure that you watch this next video, because it is about major changes to credit reports and credit scores that you may want to learn more about. And if you felt that I brought you some value in this video, make sure that you don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.